Hey bitches, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to day number 6,972 of my self-isolation, self-quarantine, whatever you were choosing to call it out there. I'm sure you guys are sick and tired of hearing that spiel at the beginning of every single one of my videos, but I'm still doing the exact same thing, not leaving my house, not talking to anyone on the outside world, and playing video games. This is really boring, not gonna lie. I have to apologize if you hear a fan in the microphone right now. I have one on. There is a heat wave going through Florida at the moment, and it is so freaking hot in this room. Do you guys have one room in your house that seems to stay hotter than the rest of the house? Because that is currently the one I'm in right now. So I'm actually moving all of my equipment into my other bedroom, so that way I don't have to deal with that. Y'all don't have to see the sweaty upper lip, and you definitely don't have to see the sweaty forehead, which I have to apologize because it is Corona's fault that I have a wrinkly forehead right now because I have not been able to get out and get my Botox, and it is stage 5 Klingon. So I do apologize, but I wanted to come on here and I wanted to talk to you about this Colleen Ballinger drama that's going on that she is refusing to talk about. This 17-year-old kid who was then 13 when he befriended Colleen Ballinger, creepy as hell. I, as an adult, have not wanted to be friends ever with a child. So I don't understand why Colleen would think that she should confide in this kid. If you don't know the drama that's going on, basically, Colleen Ballinger had this super fan who then ran her Miranda Sings account, which is very shocking to me because it's kind of like, I understand that people have writers, but you can't even control your own social media for a character or come up with your own content, come up with your own tweets, and then you're gonna get mad at some kid for putting out tweets that you already approve, Colleen? I don't think so. I think that's shady boots, shady business, shady all around. So Colleen Ballinger got so comfortable with this 13-year-old kid that she ended up telling him things about her divorce that was going on, things about her ex-friends, even asked him to go and search the interwebs for information on her ex-husband, the drama that's going on with that, drama that involves her ex-friends, and report back to her so she could see it as well. She was even so comfortable, got so comfortable, that she put this underage kid in charge of her Miranda Sings Twitter profile. Now, look, I understand that people have writers out there. I understand that a lot of people aren't that funny, and even though they play a character that could be funny, there are a lot of people that are helping them at the end of the day. But the Miranda Sings thing is just all a lie. She can't even sign into her own Twitter profile anymore and place a tweet? A tweet? Hell, you could have a draft folder on Twitter. You could just sit there for an hour one day, have your assistant do it, type out all these tweets that you want to go out, and then just one by one hit the button to send them out. So I don't understand why Miranda Sings, or Colleen Ballinger, was being so lazy when it came to that, other than the fact that maybe she doesn't care about Miranda Sings anymore. Maybe her audience has grown up, and maybe she just doesn't want to do it. You know, sometimes people grow out of things, and that is perfectly fine. However, you should not be putting a 13 to 14-year-old child in charge of such a thing. You should also, as an adult, not be befriending a 13 to 14-year-old child. Like, is that not creepy to anyone? So to make a long story short, Colleen Ballinger, in a very manipulative way, made this 13 to 14-year-old kid think that they were going to be best Judies. He was doing all this work for her, which, by the way, she was not paying him, mind you. She then later on went and said, after he did all these tweets for her, the account from Miranda Sings started to gain followers again. People really started to like the content that was being put out, which was all this 13 to 14-year-old kid. She was then like, you know what? I'm gonna make you my social media intern because I don't want you to feel like you're doing all this for free, even though he was already doing all this for free for a very long time. So Colleen, I don't understand that at all. Maybe you just started to get a little bit of a conscience and you wanted to feel better about it, but that's messed up. Let's get to the part where Colleen Ballinger sent this 13 to 14-year-old kid some lingerie in the mail because that's creepy. Now, I do not think, I'm going to say this right now, I do not think that Colleen Ballinger sent this lingerie to this kid in a way that could be predatory. At all. I do not think that at all. And of course, the reason that I do not think that it was sent in a predatory way, in my opinion, is because of this clip that Adam shared in his own video, where he showed Colleen sitting there with her friend Corey Soto, who had the lingerie on over his clothing, and they were joking around after finding the kid's public Twitter and said, oh my God, I want to send him something so bad. What are we going to send him? Do you want the lingerie? And they laughed about it. That should have been the end of it, because I don't know if at the time they knew what this kid's age was, but that should have been the end of it. As someone who was over the age of 18, you are now 30, I believe, you had to have been at least like, what, 25, 26, well over the age of 18. You as an adult should know better and know how inappropriate it is to send someone who is underage a bra and panties. If anyone out there is watching this video right now and you are over the age of 18 and you think it is socially acceptable and it is okay to send a child lingerie, I want you to click off this video right now, hit the unsubscribe button, but I also would like you to take yourself down to the police station and tell them that you support that kind of behavior, because you're sick. So this happened over a few years' time. That's why it's kind of like it went from one thing to the next thing. But Colleen Ballinger ultimately kicked this kid out of her Miranda Sings account when she started to receive backlash for a few of the tweets that she already approved for him to put out. I believe the tweets had something to do with coming out as gay. I'm gonna say this. Coming out is not something that you should do for clicks. You should not do it for views. You should do it for yourself. It is not a joke and it is not a punchline for someone to be like, oh, ha, 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 I'm coming out okay. Yeah, it's not funny. So let's fast forward to now. This kid has been kicked out of the Miranda Stings. He's no longer friends with Colleen Ballinger, her ex-husband, Corey Soto, all of these people. He's no longer friends with them, isn't running the Miranda Stings account because of the backlash that she received over the coming out tweets, which was her fault, in my opinion, because she approved the content that was being put onto her account. At one point, she was okay with it. She thought it was funny, but when she received the backlash, all of a sudden it's, oh my God, let me place the blame on someone else. How could this be happening to me? Shady boots, in my opinion. And now we are here where Colleen Ballinger does not want to come out and she does not want to speak about this. I'm assuming because she just wants all this to blow away and that's what she thinks is going to happen. I have been told by a little birdie that the reason that Colleen does not want to speak about this, though, is out of respect for this kid's family because he is just 17 years old. She does not want any hate being sent their way. But here's my question to Colleen. If that is in fact what she is doing, where was the respect for the kid's family when he was 13 years old and you were mailing him lingerie? Where was the respect then? Because it's looking like there wasn't any. So now here we are, present day. Colleen doesn't want to speak about this, but she's still acting like on social media nothing is going on, even though underneath all of her posts, it is literally just people talking like, you have to address this, you have to address this, you have to address this. Because under her tweet where she was talking about doing live shows again, someone tweeted the following: you can't ignore the situation forever. If you don't address it, it will get worse. And this is when our favorite, someone who is never problematic, someone who is never in any drama, someone who is just so innocent on the internet 100%. This is where James Charles comes into the mix because he was actually defending her underneath that person's response, and here is what he had to say. It's literally all lies. The boy begged Colleen for the panties for years. He ran her Twitter for one day, and she never ghosted him either. In fact, he tried to bring Flynn into his argument. Sure, his story doesn't look the best, but he's looking for attention since Colleen won't give it to him anymore. And y'all are feeding it instead. Even if she did address it, people would say she's attacking a minor. Let her take care of her family and son during this pandemic and worry about something else, please. I'm tired of seeing my friend dragged over lies. So, I'm not sure if James Charles got the memo or watched this kid's video or knows anything about what is exactly going on because the kid actually does show DMs that him and Colleen were going back and forth for a very long time. Maybe not like a very long time, but they were going back and forth for longer than one day. So James, you're wrong right there. Thank you for bringing the pandemic into it and how she should worry about her family during this time. But I think that she should address the drama that is going on. Otherwise, this is going to snowball. And even if this does simmer down just a little bit, the next time that Colleen gets into drama, she's going to have two things that she needs to address because you, James, of all people out there, should know how a scandal works on social media. They are going to bring this up until the end of time. That's all I'm saying. So after those tweets were sitting there for a while, someone responded to James and said, oh, so you are encouraging the bullying of a minor now. And he had this to say: no one is encouraging bullying or harassment. It doesn't matter how old he is. He lied. You are encouraging the mentality that lying is okay and anyone who stands up for themselves or their friend is a bully. So going back to the first tweet that James put out, he literally said that this kid begged for the panties for years to be sent to him. Does that make it okay for Colleen to send someone who is underage a bra and panties? No, it doesn't. So your argument, James, is not valid in that sense. Now, maybe we out here do not know everything that went on between Colleen and this underage child, but it is never okay for an adult to be sending a bra and panties to someone underage. That is just a fact. So you should have left that completely out of your little statement over there on Twitter because it doesn't look good for you at all. So let's go with James' logic on this one, okay? Because he said that the kid was asking for the panties for years, okay? Let's just go with that. Still creepy. So you have a child. Your child is begging you, asking you every single day for a shot of vodka. They just want a bottle. Let's go with the bottle. They want a bottle of vodka for their birthday. 12, 13-year-old kid. So they've been asking for years. You decide, oh, well, you know what? They've asked me for years. They've been good this month. Maybe I'll give them the bottle of vodka. It's still not right. As an adult, you should know better and you should have some responsibility and not be giving an underage child bra and panties, or for that matter, a bottle of vodka. Do you guys get where I'm getting at right there? Because I hope you do. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this one. Do you agree with James? Do you think he should have butted in on this situation and defended his friend? Or do you think he should have stayed out of it? And how do you feel about Colleen sending someone who is 13 years old a bra and panties? Do you find it creepy? Do you think it's inappropriate? Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions down below. And with that said, everyone, I hope that you did enjoy this video. Please follow all my social media that is linked down below as well. And I love you bitches. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Someone spill the tea. Bitches, gonna be shook.